yes. Welcome all of my friends to Couch Pilots, the show that dares to fly into the unknown territory of awful television. My name is Jason. Across from me as always. All right, let me say what my nickname is first. How about that?
Yeah.
And then I'll tell you who you are.
Okay.
I'm the Black Bill Pullman. And by my side as always is Ben Stiller, Crab and Filbert Rubbishirt. How are you?
Ben Stiller is not overrated, right?
We are doing a show today, and those are the original stars of the film the pilot's based off of, Pullman and Stiller.
Oh, okay.
Is Stiller overrated?
I think so. I don't think he's funny at all. I really don't think he's funny. And now he doesn't make movies. He just goes to Ethiopia and takes Instagram videos of all the people that he's helping.
Does he look like he's from Ethiopia with how wretchedly thin he is, or is he going there boasting his own health when there are people withering away around him?
I don't. I've never thought he was funny.
I think Something About Mary is funny.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Meet the Parents.
We didn't ask you.
Yeah.
But that's all right.
Meet the Parents. That was overrated by the time I saw it. I don't know. Ben Stiller serves a purpose.
People are like, "Oh, Zoolander is great." No, Zoolander is not great.
Yeah, it's not great.
And he does movies with Owen Wilson.
Is that your Owen Wilson?
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't want to do.
Wow.
I could have went wow, and but I could have just done that, and everybody.
What else is Owen Wilson saying?
But I'm just like, he talks like this.
He's deaf.
He's deaf. He talks like this.
Like Owen Wilson went deaf.
Here's the thing. It's kind of like, okay, so Ben Stiller, every movie has the same group of his buddies.
The frat pack.
Right, and then it's just like Adam Sandler. I'm sorry, the Sandman.
Yeah.
Has the same group of buddies in every movie, too. Mm-hmm. And I just think that takes away from it.
I got to say, we have a group of guys that we podcast with. If someone was stupid enough to give us a bunch of money to make movies over and over, you invite your friends.
Use the same people?
Yeah, you just hang out with your friends.
Yeah, why?
Yeah. Again,
why change that up?
You're not supposed to talk yet.
You're not supposed to talk till they introduce you.
Well,
I think famously Sandler almost got in trouble for one of the Grown Up movies because he blew a shit ton of the budget on just them fucking around.
Sure. Why not, right?
Why the hell not? That's a life of luxury, my friend.
Netflix gives you all this money. It doesn't matter what kind of movie you make. You have a deal with them.
Yeah.
And
the cobbler.
So I just want to update everyone. This is
please.
The 17th of December. Folks, you're doing your Christmas shopping last minute. Mm-hmm. Get ready because next week
Krampus is coming.
Krampus is coming. You get a picture taken with him right here at the plane. But we will be announcing CouchCon 2019 ticket information. They're only on every year. They're only on sale from Christmas Day to New Year's Day.
That's it.
So be ready for that next week. And also, update. You killed the mole.
Well, I devised a plan that was so devilishly intelligent that I murdered him.
Thank you.
You were terrified, and I just took care of the problem. I'm a man of action. Your wife was making fun of you, and then I don't use the word swoon a lot, but I think I had her swooning over my man of action techniques.
I'm sure she. Believe me, I know she likes you better than she likes me. I know that.
It's because I'm not around very much, and you're around all the time.
Exactly. I think if you were around all the time too, she'd be like,
"You're 100% right." Why do you think I'm not married and eternally single? I'm a confirmed bachelor, which I think makes me a gay guy.
Speaking of married couples, we don't have married couples on here very often because
this is season 16.
Yeah, this is 16.
Special, Sweet 16, right?
Yeah, this is 16, season 16, episode 8. So we're almost done with this godforsaken plan that you came up with.
What's so special about this season, though?
We have guests every episode.
Yep. You don't like it?
Huh?
All right. So,
no,
okay.
I'm tired of everyone.
All right. Hold on a second.
I really am tired of everyone.
Who's been the worst guest so far? Who's been the worst
Hoover.
guest? Hoover. Like the right answer is just Kevin Clark to fuck with him, but you're being honest, I think. I love Derek.
I love Derek too. We don't have friends that suck. We don't. So everybody that gets on the mic, we don't have any friends that suck.
There's an exception in your head somewhere. I don't want to know. But yeah, this is no exception. Season 16, we're still plowing through. Like you said, the 8th episode. This is the first time this season we've had a pair of guests.
Yeah, and they're a couple. They're married.
Right. Maybe they can give me some tips on what I'm doing wrong.
Oh, they don't have enough time we don't have enough time. All the stuff you're doing wrong.
What are you saying?
Well, you have a fear of commitment. First of all, you have a fear of commitment
and of spiders.
Second of all, you're unwilling to change. in any type of part of your life.
I've been wearing these clothes for weeks.
And just because you can catch a mole once in a while doesn't mean that
I got to catch them all.
You got that app? You got that new app? There's a new game out.
Well, you know I got that app.
Speaking of Pokemon Catch 'em All, Pokemon Go, Eli came back from the hospital, and the next day he just sat on the couch and he caught like 7 Pokemon.
From the couch?
Or Pikachus.
Does that worry you at all that you have that many Pokemon running loose?
Well,
in your
no,
home?
they were all Pikachus. I was like, wait a minute. They used to be hard to find. And he was like, oh, they got a new game out, and so they're just kind of like fucking with everybody, just letting everybody get everything.
Introduce the guest.
That's not my job.
Yeah. Me
That's
neither.
not my job.
Me neither. So I guess we'll just end it here.
That's your...
On behalf of Couch Pilots and the entire crew,
Fuck it.
we'd like to thank you for joining
your
us.
job.
Fuck this show, man.
We're looking forward to seeing you on board
Hey.
again in the near future.
You get it up. I do everything in the middle,
Yeah.
and you bring it back down.
Yeah. Okay.
Thanks, folks.
Hey, we'll see you next time right here on Couch Pilots. That was like the last breaking. Okay, now we got 2 very special guests. They do a show together, and then one of the guys is like a legend to me. I'm in awe every time I see him. And he shakes his head.
I am legend. My wife says
Sorry.
my wife says I needed to take the picture of the dead animal off Facebook. How do I do that?
I don't know. Welcome to the show, Bryan.
Do you have to take a picture off?
Bryan and Amanda, welcome.
Hello.
Why, thank you. Hello. Can I speak now?
by the
I'm
hand
allowed to speak.
understand, Amanda.
Now, I
I
told
haven't
her.
heard that before, ever.
I'm an original kind of guy. Brian, did you sing that song to her?
No.
Is that how you got her?
No.
No.
No, I told her she should have listened to an episode before.
Yeah. Listen,
She
I
knows
didn't
how the
listen.
show
I don't know
goes.
how the show goes.
Oh, you've
Instead, she
never
just-
listened to the show?
She
I'm
just
just going
barges
rogue.
right in,
I'll
starts
barge in. It's fine.
saying whatever
It's just
she
how
wants.
I roll.
We are the
So-
tangible version of a clusterfuck.
Yeah, that's what I figured. I was like, listen.
I've noticed
They're not that.
This is the second time in 4 weeks that somebody has come on the show and says, fuck it, I don't need to listen to see
Who's
what
the
happened."
other one?
Your friend. Our
Mike.
professor.
Yeah, Mike.
Our professor at the Phoenix Online Aviator School.
Yeah, Mike had no idea. Yep, that's right. I was texting earlier, and I called you Bryan to Tim, and Tim was like, no, his name is Wolfie. I know that's his nickname for you. What do you prefer?
You can call me whatever.
Whatever.
Tim is the only
Tim
person.
is the only
that-
person that calls him Wolfie, short of our friend Brian, the other Brian, that lives in LA.
Yeah,
So,
Now, what's the spelling? Is it Y?
with a Y.
Is that the preferred one? Do you like that best?
Brian Adams spells his name with a Y. So if it's good enough for Brian Adams, it's good enough for me.
Touche.
sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's an argument ender right there.
Yeah, you can't.
Boom. Now,
Obviously, you've never seen the Ben Stiller show, though.
No, I remember seeing it.
And you're like, it was amazing and
No,
fantastic.
I just.
his Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah.
I have the best Bruce Springsteen. Nobody beats my Bruce Springsteen. It's
hear it.
almost as good as my Owen Wilson.
Sing Amanda as Bruce Springsteen. Pretty good, I guess.
I won't tell you right away. You can meet another day, Amanda.
Yep, that's it.
just killed him.
Blew his vocal cords out.
Better than
killed
Stiller.
Why Bruce Springsteen? He does like 3 and 3.5 hour concerts.
He's like 70.
Why he hasn't had a brain aneurysm from the way he fucking.
It's coming.
His head is just gonna explode someday.
Now, the two of you do a program together called Challenge, right?
Correct.
Yes.
And is
So
that's on
Tim-
hiatus right now?
No.
It will be after
Today's
Wednesday.
the 17th of December.
Okay, yes.
Oh,
then
yes,
it's on
right
hiatus.
now it is. Wait, oh, think of the day.
Thank you, Captain.
Because the season challenge just ended, and they're finally having a break in between seasons.
And they're tearing down the challenged house.
What are you doing with that pen?
I'm scratching myself.
He's got
You have mouse fever?
he's got athlete's foot on his hand.
You're right.
So Challenge is
I'm nervous when a beautiful woman is in the cockpit. I'm very nervous.
All right.
Oh my god.
Me and Amanda are best friends. The first time we met,
Duh.
we hit it off first time.
Hello.
You guys bonded.
Brian
over
with a
that,
Y, I was like, kind of a douche, but his wife's cool as hell.
you guys
Cool as hell.
bonded.
Complaining about the queso.
You were bonding over that awful reality show called Utopia, I believe, right?
Oh my god. Yes.
How would Bruce Springsteen sing that?
This is Utopia. Hold on a minute.
Good Lord.
His vocal cords just liquefied.
It dries you out quick. This is utopia.
At any given time,
my
Blake has a gallon's worth of mucus just kind of floating within him. You can summon if you need it.
Well,
It's like that dinosaur in Jurassic Park.
Yeah. That killed Newman, right?
Yeah.
did we talk about when I had pneumonia, or did that happen in between recordings when I had pneumonia?
You had walking pneumonia, right?
Yeah, no, I had the pneumonia. There was no walking. It was just the pneumonia.
You had laid out pneumonia.
Laid out. Oh, it was. You know what?
You had low out pneummonia.
I went to the prompt care the day after we recorded.
Yeah, and would you get antibiotics?
I got 2 antibiotics, and here's a story if you guys don't mind.
Sure.
I didn't get to tell my story last episode because of a fucking mole. But so I go to the yes. There are many podcasters who are trying to figure out how we kill it every time. So I go to the prompt care and I go over to Walgreens. Okay, I go through the drive-through and they say they just called it in.
Shit's not ready because
not ready.
I've worked at a pharmacy and you can't just roll up.
Well, I'm a famous podcaster.
Roll up.
Do you know who I am?
So 30 minutes later, I rolled up again, and they said, it's not ready yet. So I rolled up again 15 minutes later, and she's like, okay. And then, takes my credit card, and she goes, hold on a minute. The pharmacist wants to tell you something, or talk to you.
Yeah.
I was like, what? This little Mexican guy walks up, right? I'm in the drive-thru. He says,
¿Cómo estás?
sir, I just want you to know. There's 3 cars behind me in one lane and 2 cars, in the other lane. With both of these antibiotics, you will be experiencing diarrhea. And I thought to myself, I already have diarrhea.
Every shit is an emergency.
Every shit is an emergency. Little did I know that 2 days into this antibiotics,
You weren't going to be able to leave the bathroom.
I would cough and I would shit water everywhere.
Good Lord. You lost all rectal integrity, too?
Yeah, it was... I was like Dave Rowan. That shit was just flying out. There was no muscle. I've been having to do those Kenkel things.
Anal Kegels?
Anal
Kegels. I've been doing anal Kegels.
Kegels.
I thought he said ankles. I was like, what kind of exercise are you doing for your ankles?
I did say it.
Anal Kegels. That's a...
Anal cankles is what he was saying.
I'll put my foot in your ass.
Literally, you
Gotta block it up. Gotta block it up.
You could have put the North Pole in my ass. To be honest with you, that thing was. Kevin Clark often talks about shitting water.
Does he really?
Oh yeah,
Often.
all the time. And let me tell you,
I don't feel like I've heard him say that.
if you think about it this way,
It's like his catchphrase. You know, too?
I'm shitting water. Dun, 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 dun,
Oh, Kevin.
think of it this way. All right, if you have to cough, if you have to sneeze, if you have to fart, and you don't know, it's like playing the roulette. You don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Right? So I'll sneeze and shit will just come out my asshole. And so it's not enough shit to like soil my underwear, but it's so watery that it just moves up and down the crack of my ass and just stays there. Right? So when you sit on the toilet and you spread your asshole, when you wipe, it's like a river of wiping you're doing.
Yeah, you're a disgusting person. That's for sure. Well, I'm glad you're feeling better. Was that the story? River?
Well, the story was that the pharmacist thought it was necessary to announce to everybody at East Peoria that by taking 2 antibiotics, it would cause diarrhea.
All right.
Beer causes...
Though you needed that warning.
Yeah, can you imagine not being prepared for that?
Listen, can you imagine?
But I
Oh my
wasn't
gosh.
because I drink a lot of beer, and I think I'm allergic to beer, and so I have diarrhea all the time.
You drink more beer than anyone I know, and you think you're allergic to it?
Well, yeah, because I never have... I have very soft stools. So I wasn't really
Switch to
expecting...
hard liquor.
I'm like, oh no, you don't want me to do that. You guys will never talk to me again.
You want rock hard stools? You want diamond-esque poop? You want to shit diamonds?
But I'm just saying.
You
So
get
when
some
he said,
Lamotto.
hey, you'll have diarrhea, I'm like, you're talking to the diarrhea king. But no, he was right. It went to a new level.
Wow.
Why are your glasses fogging up?
She's laughing.
Joey has to roll. Will you break a window so she can get some air?
Yeah. There you
I don't know
go.
if you guys are aware. There's an inside joke on Challenge that if you just say the word diarrhea, she will lose it. And you just hit that magic button.
It's like,
Hey.
I don't even know where I am sometimes when people start talking about
Brian,
like, what?
Brian, I've never hit the magic button with a woman before in my life.
First time.
If I would have known all I had to do was say diarrhea, I would have gotten 200 women instead of just 100.
Oh, great story.
Yes.
We do have to address. I think the last time you were here, Brian, was with Tim.
Correct.
I think we
That
touched on the
loser.
we're gonna call him in a second, but
Sweet.
we'll tell him how much of a loser he is. But you are, I think, a local legend in the
Oh,
podcasting
stop.
community
He is.
for the Drunken Zombie podcast and the network itself. And I think we touched on it last time a little bit. But what is? Do you work with those guys at all anymore? What's the future of that? Is there any
No,
future?
Fuck those guys.
Oh, geez.
You know what? I say that to myself every time I podcast with these guys.
Yeah, in a few years you'll be saying that about us. But you talk to like Randy and any of those other guys anymore?
I don't see Randy as much. Don't see Dave very often.
Mm-hmm.
But I see Wes all the time.
The Graveyard Duck fella?
Yes.
Right? But
Yeah.
do you guys have no... You're not looking to reunite or do the network thing again?
Not really.
Yeah. Who needs it, right?
Exactly.
You did your thing. You did it for 10 years, right?
I think it was like 9, but yeah.
That's awesome.
Close enough.
Very cool.
It's hard to keep friendships that long, believe. I can't keep wives for more than 3 years.
But the two of them do Challenge. It's on hiatus.
Yeah.
You do the Midnight Drive-In podcast about horror films, kind of campy, schlocky
Yeah.
shit, right?
Pretty much, we just stretch whatever rule we want to talk about whatever movie we want.
All right.
But you don't. But Amanda's not a part of that one.
No.
And why is that? Why
Oh,
is that?
jeez.
We said no girls allowed.
I love that rule.
Are you? So
Listen, he only knew that when Tim pitched in the idea about doing a MTV Challenge podcast, that I was the bigger Challenge fan and that I needed to be on that podcast. So
how do you like doing that? Do you like doing podcasts?
yeah, you know.
Yeah.
As long as they don't say diarrhea.
Yeah.
I was always a special guest on the Drunken Zombie podcast and stuff like that. So once we got to Challenge, it was the first time that I was actually like hosting and kind of
Had
being
responsibility.
more, yeah, like had more responsibility and kind
Sucks,
of like,
doesn't it?
yeah, right. Like, I just like to like walk in with sweets and be like, look, I made baked goods, and then everyone would be like, yay, producer Amanda made baked goods, and like that was the best.
Will you talk to my wife after the show because
I've never come to this house and then have her deliver me sweets or any kind of baked treats at all.
What?
she's brought me to McDonald's quite a few times.
Not me. Chicken sandwich with mustard only.
But now that you've caught the
Chicken
elusive
sandwich
mole,
with mustard. What?
she made some beer bread today. So maybe
Didn't offer me any. I solved your fucking mouse problem and I got a little beer bread. How long have you guys been married?
We have been married 3 years. We've been together 13.
Wow.
Wow.
How did you
Yes.
string her along so long
Yeah.
before you had to marry her?
Will you write a book and I'll buy it?
I was
7
starting-
years till I got a ring.
Wow.
And then it was another
Molly,
3
after
till we
6
got
months,
married.
said, "Just to let you know, we're going to get married soon, and you love me."
We're both old as hell. Let's make
Right.
it happen before we
Right.
die.
I was going to say, I was really young. When we met, I was
How young were you?
21. So
21.
I was 25.
Okay. Wow. I was glad he didn't say 17.
Okay, he's always ready to call the police on a pedophile.
Got him on speed dial.
Oh my god, very good.
Yeah.
Did you grab that thing during break for the
Nope.
voicemail?
Sure didn't. There was too much other stuff going on. It's fine.
You always complain that we don't have any people call. We had someone call on the voicemail and you didn't grab it.
We'll do it live.
All right, whatever. Let's board the plane then. How about that?
Ladies and gentlemen, the captains have turned on the fasten seatbelt sign.
Amanda, have you ever been in a plane before?
yeah.
Okay. All right.
What do you want to call? What should we tell Tim when we call him?
Well, just ask him.
Big loser.
Just ask him why. Ask him why his podcast alliance attendance meetings.
You can't use your phone on a plane. What are you doing?
We haven't taken off yet.
That's fine.
Oh,
That's fine.
all right.
You'll know when we take off.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you'll know.
If he's smart,
Probably
he won't
asleep,
answer.
Grandpa.
Right. He's an old man.
I was in Orlando.
It's like, why the fuck is Jason
What
calling
time
me?
is it?
Oh, you've reached Tim Waffle.
You want to leave a message?
Give me your name and
Yeah.
message. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Go for it.
At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Yeah, we know how it works.
Are you fucking sleeping? What are you doing, Grandpa? Wake up.
Wah, I went to Orlando with my in-laws. Wah, I had a $16 beer. I'm tired. Wah.
He met a guy from Challenge randomly at the
Oh,
airport.
he probably bonered up on that, right?
Oh, yeah.
Did he jerk off after that or what?
I wanted to ask him about that.
Johnny
I think he
Bananas.
was blushing in the photo. I'm sure he's going to say it was sunburn
Yeah,
from being in
right.
Florida, but I think he was blushing.
I think his dick was blushing.
Have your dick call us back when you get this, Tim. Thanks, bye. All right, whatever. That's fine. That's the first time someone has answered my phone. That's really... I know how you feel now.
It's all right.
Sorry,
I don't
anybody
mind.
tries to call me, I'm like, why are they fucking calling? Text me.
Right?
It's 2018. Good,
I
good.
don't want to talk to you.
Today we discuss the pilot episode of Zero Effect from the year of our Lord 2000 plus 2. Great year.
Great year, 2002.
2002 is when I graduated from high school.
Yeah.
Oh,
Good year.
Stop making everybody feel bad.
So I don't feel
Old.
too bad. I was the class of 2000.
Oh, yeah. That's not bad.
How old were you in
That's not bad.
2002?
20?
21.
So I was 27.
Yeah.
So,
You're a class of 94, right?
yeah.
97.
There you go.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming it was a good year. I mean, I was on a roll for a long time.
Well, where is this fall in your series of marriages?
Well, that's what I'm trying to calculate.
2002.
So when I was 21, I got married.
right after 9/11. Right after 9/11.
Oh, was it 9 after that? Oh, this was the cocaine girl. The cocaine girl.
They dropped off at a gas station?
No, that's a different girl. This is the cocaine girl
dropped a wife
who
I don't know if I know this one.
I was dating her.
The captain famously has dated over 100 women.
I've not only dated them, I've had my penis
Well,
inside
I
their
was
vagina.
trying
Oh, wow.
I don't like dirty talk, so I... Good God.
There's some good
You're like
times.
trying to impress Bryan and Amanda with you being a fucking slut.
We're going to be driving home. Be like, did you hear he said he had his
Oh my
penis in her vagina?
Not hers. Theirs.
impressed.
You know what? I like Blake even more now.
I thought Blake was cool before. And then I fucking women.
Blake's one of those guys that like tears off at the stoplight. You're like, his penis is probably huge.
Right?
He's probably driving with his cock.
I'm sure that like his Bruce Springsteen imitation got him laid a lot.
Good God, I hope that's not what it was. So you dated a lady in 2002 with a cocaine addiction?
Well, yeah, suppose she was in recovery.
All right.
She did not follow the blue book like some of us were trying to do, and she went back to doing cocaine.
With around you?
Uh,
Did she do it off of that massive hard dick ears?
Doing lines straight up.
That's right. Lines off of it.
God, you know what? I would have been okay with it then.
She outlined one of his veins and just snorted it right out.
Right?
And then when she's done, she just like flicks it to clear it off.
Don't waste any of it.
Right?
Well, then she went to move in with me. It's when I was, and then she got put into rehab, and so her brother and her dad had to come and get all the stuff that she had already moved into my apartment.
God, you have got a story, my friend. So while you were with her, she relapsed.
Her dad and brother just came and got her from your house. Like, what do you like? Like, what do you look like? Like the enabler, horrible person?
No,
Yeah.
I was clean at the time.
But what's
Yeah.
so who is she getting the drugs from? Where is she hanging around? Is she not doing it around you?
Right.
She wasn't doing it around me,
But she would like
but-
disappear.
She was doing it off of him, as
Yeah,
we
yeah.
discussed.
But there was times where she could not be found, and then I would get a call very, very early in the morning saying, "Hey, come get me."
So
That
how
happened-
do you
happened-
feel about that?
That happened a couple times before. I was like, "I'm not gonna be the bitch here."
So right about that time that her parents
Yeah.
or her family picked up her stuff, you were about ready to end it anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, have some self-respect, goddammit.
Yeah, you son of a bitch.
You know,
I put up with a lot of shit, but well, she was the one that had to take me to the hospital when I had my first kidney stones. I woke up one morning and was like, "Oh my God, I'm dying!" Somebody stabbed me while I was sleeping, and luckily, I'm assuming she wasn't high at the time, but she did come and get me and take me to the hospital. But I will thank her for that because she actually had to carry me to the car.
and where is she today?
probably dead.
She's probably dead.
She's probably dead or selling herself on the street.
She's in heaven with that mouse.
She was. It was a mole. Why? See, here's the thing. People think it's a bit because I keep saying mole and you keep saying mouse.
The moles have
I
big...
say mole, you say mouse.
Mole.
Mouse.
Mole.
Mouse.
The moles have bigger claws in the front. This didn't have those claws.
Did you ever get that picture taken care of?
No, I couldn't figure out how to take it off.
It's on there forever.
Old man Blake can't
But I
figure-
can't-
I don't know how Facebook works.
But I can't figure out if she. Oh no, this is definitely what it is.
Is it? Its guts coming out?
What? No, it's definitely a mole baby.
Mole baby?
I want my mole baby, mole baby, mole baby. I want my mole baby.
It's like the mole women.
First of all, it was
Yeah, from Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt.
Yeah.
First of all, it was. That's what it is, right? That's what it is.
Yeah, that's fine. What
Yeah.
does that say? A mole or a vole?
That's a baby mole. Oh, this makes me think of service for sight.
So that's a baby mole. Do you think its mama's around here? The size of a football walking around?
We'll see it if it is.
They're blind as a bat, so don't worry about it.
Do you think that's what? Oh, maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's why we ended up getting him. Is because he was. Is that what? Because he didn't. He was. You know what? Forget it. Amanda's already freaking out. Just say
Listen, I think you're the one freaking out. You just saying I'm freaking out so that people stop talking about it.
What was hilarious is the last episode. I thought it was, and it did. It ended up being, yes, it was true. It went across my stocking feet.
Yes.
And I went,
my stocking feet.
and Jason said on the show, I kind of think he's doing a bit here. Until I saw it again and jumped up and stood on my chair, and then he was like, "Oh no, this guy's a big pussy." let's get down to business.
All right.
Brass tacks, as they say.
2002. You think 2002 is not long ago? It was 16 years ago.
That's a long time.
Yeah, it was.
That was
You
a
guys
long
didn't
time.
even know each other back then.
No.
No.
I was still up in Chicago
He was
at
in
that point.
Chicago. He was
Chi-town.
big Chicago, man.
Ooh, Chi-town. Do you know they created all the bass
Chicago,
sound?
man.
But 2002, to properly judge this pilot, we have to go back there in our minds. And we'll do so by talking about things that happened that year.
Right, because Amanda, you've never listened to the podcast before, which kind of insulting, but I'll move along.
Trust me, it's not when you realize, like, I don't know
How bad it is?
any time to listen. I don't have any time to listen to anything.
Oh, you got time.
Now, when I
honey.
brought this up, she did say, I don't even get time to listen to the podcast I want to listen to.
Well, let alone the ones I don't want to listen to.
I would just ask that when this comes out, you at least download it. You don't have to listen to it; just download it. So that'll be 8 people.
We don't have challenge numbers, all right?
We gotta get those guys on again before they go on a hiatus.
Yeah, it was going to
Right?
suck.
So we go back to December of 2000. Go ahead.
I didn't finish. I was explaining to her that we can't judge this pilot in 2018, almost 2019.
Not fair.
Yeah.
It's not fair.
It's
Right.
not fair because this is,
No.
Ion 16 years ago.
Yeah. Okay.
And
You guys
me-
didn't even
All
know
right.
each other.
No.
Could you judge Bryan today based off of not even knowing him? No, you couldn't. No,
I've seen
you could-
pictures, and I would have dated him back then.
Oh, nice. But not now, right?
No, now too.
Oh, okay.
Aw.
You're like, I would have dated him back then, but now he's just letting himself go.
No.
Back in 2002, we didn't have Band-Aids.
Yeah, in a second I'm going to
We
talk
didn't
about
have
things that happened that year and things that
Am I
occurred.
ahead of it?
No, I'm just saying. That right now, you're saying things that happened that we didn't have back then.
Right. We didn't have Metamucil.
No.
All right. We
I
did.
I worked in a retail pharmacy.
You don't know what you're talking about, Amanda. We definitely did not have condoms back then either.
Right.
All right. And most of all, numero uno, no Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yep. We didn't have any of those things back then.
I can't even look at you.
You know what? You're not the first woman to say that to me. That's why I turned him around. I said, "You don't have to look at me to get this over with." No, that was a great idea. I'm just saying. Never mind. You guys know what I mean.
Oh, I know what you. It's fine.
Captain Philip Restisher, get involved.
She goes. Oh, I know what you mean. You are disgusting.
Oh, boy. December 9th of that year, Star Trek Nemesis film, directed by Stuart Baird, starring Patrick Stewart and Jonathan Frakes, premieres.
Fucking nerds.
And very young Tom Hardy, I believe.
Oh, really? In what role?
Oh, isn't that the one where it's like a clone of Picard or
Yeah, it's
something?
I remember it being a lot of green on the poster, and like wires
Yeah.
coming out of Picard's face.
He plays the young Picard clone.
Does he really?
I think if that's the one I'm.
A very young Hardy then.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the guy that does the T-shirts, right?
Yeah, the Tom Hardy shirts. Yeah. The real douchey shirts. Patrick Stewart is
a knight. He's a knight.
Yeah, Sir
He's
Patrick
been
Stewart
knighted.
he's a worldwide treasure, isn't he? He's a treasure. My daughter
Yeah.
loves the X-Men films.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is he in those?
he's Professor X.
Yeah. He's amazing.
Professor X.
Plus, he is adorable. What kind of dogs does he, or is it just rescue dogs in general? Right.
He was fostering a pit bull.
Fostering a pit
And
bull.
they were
Oh my
documenting
God.
it with videos on his Facebook page.
Absolutely
And it was
the
most
cutest thing I've
adorable
ever
thing ever. But he could not keep it because the UK has strict pit bull rules. So he had to
Destroy the animal on air. I hear
they
you.
blew it up with dynamite.
Did he put him in a canister and shoot him out into space?
And then they're going to go search for him like they did for Spock.
Right.
But yeah, he had, they were just fostering, so the dog got adopted.
I've heard interviews with him. He is a great interview for sure, but I've never watched any of those fucking
He's awesome.
movies.
He's got a great reputation. Yeah, I'm not a Star Trek guy. I think I saw the first Star Trek reboot film with like Chris Pine. I was like, it's fine, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't even care that much about Star Wars anymore. I feel like it's off
I don't
the
care about
rails.
space.
What?
I don't care about space.
Yeah, you
Why
should-
are we spending all this time? Why is Elon Musk spending all this time with space? We have an ocean here that we don't know anything about. We know about a third of what we need to know about
We
that
know
ocean.
it's full of plastic.
Well, that's true. That's why I always cut my beer things.
Yes.
So I
cut
don't-
them. Don't let those
Nope.
birdies or
I don't want-
fishies get hurt.
Oh,
No.
the other day I saw a seal. A sea lion. No, it was a sea lion with
That was
one around
trapped.
its neck.
Stop
Oh,
that.
It was bad.
You know, those things are like, they haunt me from my childhood. Like, you know, you were in school and they would show you pictures
Oh,
of this
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
And it's like, to this day, I'm like, what are you doing?
Right.
Don't throw that away. We got to cut it up.
I unfollowed that person that posted that picture.
That's
I've
terrible.
unfollowed 75 people on my Facebook, and I love it. I do. I felt so empowered. I didn't unfriend him because that's mean, but I unfollowed him.
That all sounds stupid to me. Yeah, I don't care.
Right?
Yes,
Who's-
this
Tom
was
Hardy
the
at
one
the
with
premiere?
Tom Hardy, yes.
Well, he is slick.
Yeah.
He's
Little baby face.
he's bisexual, isn't he?
Probably.
Is he?
His gender is fluid.
Nice.
Yeah, look at that baby face.
Oh yeah, I like that.
Baby face.
But of course.
But then it'll be Bane. I was gonna say.
December 18th rolls around. Fashion designer Calvin Klein announces he is selling his company to t-shirt maker Philips Van Heusen for $430 million.
Damn it.
Lord.
Calvin Klein. Nothing
Pocket
comes
change.
between me and my Calvins.
Right?
Except 400 and something million.
Right.
Hell yeah.
Calvin Klein was like the thing for girls though that were that like my age back then because like it was like male underwear models. It was always women in lingerie and stuff until like
Finally.
Calvin Klein
Mark
and
Wahlberg,
the
right?
boxer
Or-
briefs.
Feel it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Marky Wahlberg it was a Calvin Klein model. Yeah, those guys were hot.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, they're so
Right?
hot. I love it.
Because they're like, we're never inviting a girl on again. Why did
Oh,
you
no,
talk
we
about
love
girl
girls.
stuff?
Yeah, we love women. Especially the captain over there. December 22nd, Joe Strummer, British lead singer of the punk band The Clash, Rock the Casbah, dies at age 50.
50. I mean, that's fine, right?
They're not as good,
As
right?
people say.
They're not as good as people say.
Is that kind of like the Ramones? The Ramones are not as good as people say they are. If you go back and you listen, you go,
I don't know. I do like the Ramones a
I was
lot.
gonna say like
I think we need to leave.
I love the Ramones.
Are you a Clash man?
And I like
I do enjoy the Clash.
I'm a Clash man.
There it
I'm
goes.
a Clash man. I suppose you guys like Stanley too.
I think the Clash were better musicians than the Ramones, but I feel like the Ramones had a bigger impact with their style and
Yeah,
they're
it
just
was-
raw punk shit.
yeah.
That's what my feelings are. I do like the Ramones. The Clash is okay, but I do like the Ramones.
What song did the Clash sing?
Rock the Casbah and London Calling.
Rock the Casbah, Sherry, she don't like it. That song?
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Whatever.
What's your favorite Ramones song, Brian?
Beat on the Brat's pretty good.
Okay.
Okay, child abuse. That's great.
Let them finish, Captain.
Is that another song of theirs? Let him finish.
Amanda, you seem off put too. You like the Ramones?
Sheena's a punk rocker.
Sheena,
That
yeah.
was mine.
I like the
Shayna,
KKK took my baby away. Any song about the Klan, you can sign me up for.
And I'm a big Stephen King nerd, so Pet Cemetery, of course.
Pet Cemetery.
Oh, that's the best album. Now, if you want to talk about great albums, the Beach Boys' Pet Cemetery is
Great
the best album.
album.
I actually, in our group text the other day, I posted, there was a hoodie of the Pet Cemetery album cover from the
Yeah,
Beach
yeah.
Boys, and I almost bought it.
You gotta buy that hoodie.
God, I love that. That's a great
Oh
album.
my god! And with all those wonderful
Pet
facts.
Sounds.
Huh? No. It's Pet Cemetery.
Hold on, what'd you say?
It's Pet
Pet
Sounds.
Pet Sounds?
Yeah.
That's stupid. Pet Cemetery sounds a lot cooler.
So you want to talk about the Beach Boys, though? This girl right here loves the Beach Boys.
Amanda, why are
That's
we?
what I should
Amanda, why are we not dating right now?
Hello?
Why are we not dating?
Beach Boys.
High five that shit.
High five.
Nice.
Yes.
One of them drowned.
Watch out.
Didn't one of them drown in a pool?
I don't know.
I think one of the young Beach Boys died in the pool.
Listen, one of my most iconic memories is when they do the Hawaii vacation for the Brady Bunch and the Beach Boys there.
I believe you mean Full House.
Or Full House. Was it Full
Oh,
House?
Full
Yes.
House. Yeah, when Jesse sings
Yes.
with them in
Yes,
Hawaii.
Jesse-
Yes.
drums, yeah.
I mean, this was everything to me.
It was weird because like John Stamos really had a relationship with the Beach Boys, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he
He played,
like,
he played music with them live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
this is a time when like
Went on tour with
Brian Wilson was not around. It was just a Mike Love wearing Beach Boys hats. Beach Boys, right?
Maybe.
God damn, you know what? I hate my pool.
Did you-
I hate my pool, but I love the best thing. This is the highlight of my summer.
Sure.
When I go out there to the pool, there's nobody there, and I put on Pet Cemetery.
Yeah.
And I fucking blare it, and I drink beer.
Pet
and-
Sounds.
God damn it!
I don't think that's right, Brian.
Yeah, Brian Wilson.
Well, I
That's
mean-
not right.
You are the music guy.
Listen,
Yeah,
You're not better than me.
but it is upon us the greatest season of all, and the Beach Boys Christmas album is golden.
Is it really?
I will check it out.
Little Saint Nick, Little Saint
Oh
Nick.
yeah. What I
Oh,
find
my God,
what I
it's
find
so
best
good.
about the Beach Boys is that when they first started out, they're talking about wouldn't it be nice if we were older, then we wouldn't have to wait so long. I was like, just fuck her now. Who cares?
that what they're talking about?
You're both underage. Just fuck her now. You
And
can't
now they're
get-
in their 70s and they still want to be older.
right.
How much older do you want to get?
95.
Oh my god.
That was canon right there. 95 was canon.
Amanda, do you have any idea why we chose to watch Zero Effect?
I literally have no idea, but it was a decent.
No. Don't tell us what you thought of it.
Oh,
We're just asking why we picked it.
Oh, Zero. Who are we? Right?
It's like she hasn't listened to the
Like,
podcast
I
or
don't
something.
know anything,
We-
right?
We like to put people on the spot. so they
People
don't-
like this.
It's funnier when they don't get it right.
Yeah.
And it's happening right now.
Yeah, exactly. No, I have no idea unless it just so happened to have you knew my favorite song was New Slang by the Shins, which happens to be
Is that your
in the
favorite
first
song?
5 minutes. It's one of them.
I see. I find the Shins way too pretentious.
Oh, way too much.
It's just
Oh,
it's just the
yes.
one guy, and he's like a notable asshole, right? Doesn't he like filter people in and out of his band at his whim, and he's kind of a shit about it?
Probably.
Yeah.
I want to
It's
like
alright.
them, but like then it's got like Zach Braff going against them,
Yes.
and also the pretentiousness.
You don't
so.
like that, Brad?
You should listen to Broken Bells then.
Yeah.
I think I
Broken
have
Bell's
heard
good.
them a little
That's
bit.
the lead singer from the Shins, but with is it Danger Mouse? Is that the
Oh, Danger
producer?
Mouse is pretty
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
He
those
did the
two.
Gray album, right?
Yeah.
For the Beatles. Yeah. Do you know the 3 reasons why we chose this?
No idea.
Who gives a shit? Where can you find the entire episode to watch for yourself? Well, you can do so by subscribing to Couch Pilots and SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or your favorite podcast app of choice, and then simply click on one of our classically blue links in our show notes.
Oh my god, he just turned blue
Oh
in
my
the face.
god.
This sentence is too long. This sentence is too long. Or go to YouTube. Amanda? That's how you do it.
Prepare for takeoff, please.
This is going to be a long one, folks.
I intentionally didn't say anything because that was.
You know it's better when they don't get it right.
Right.
Did you just go take a shit?
I took a piss.
Summary of the pilot.
Back up, play.
The television pilot based on the quirky 1998 detective film of the same name.
Right. When I looked it up on MMBD,
MMBD?
MMABD,
MSNBC?
MMBC.
Is that WebMD? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I looked up on WebMD.
You have cancer now from watching this?
Uh-oh.
Oh yeah,
Yikes.
I got cancer. I can't wait to die. I saw that Ben Stiller thing. So that's what at first
The original film.
right? Because I hadn't clicked the classically blue link yet, so I didn't know which was
Much
which.
to your detriment. Have either of you, Amanda or Brian, seen the original film Zero Effect?
No, when you sent this link, I was like, isn't there a movie? And then I looked it up and turned out I was right.
I almost feel like this movie is kind of a like it says here in the summary, quirky enough and almost culty enough that it may have already landed on one of your podcasts. Because I haven't heard them all, but apparently it has not.
No. it's
Okay.
not.
Okay. Well, based off having seen this pilot, is that something you feel like you would entertain or not?
Probably not.
That's fair. That's fair.
It's nothing against the movie. I just don't see it fitting on our show. My other two co-hosts would be like, "Why are we watching this?" And I'd be like, "Fair enough."
Well, you just bend the rules and tell them why.
Yeah. You make the rules now. Interesting facts.
Interesting facts, Amanda. Since you have never listened to this show, this
Right?
is very important for you to pay attention to.
I'm paying
diarrhea.
attention. I'm paying attention.
All right,
Close the dungeon.
here's the deal. Jason has scoured the internet to
Yes.
find out a factual information about this pilot
Yeah.
that you probably don't know. Okay,
Yeah, I'm sure I don't know.
I'm sure you don't know. And but Apple Podcasts. You've been involved with podcasts, and
Sure.
they say, hey, you have to have a name for every segment of your show. And so, Interesting Facts is the name that we gave to this segment of the show. What we ask you to do. And I'm gonna have to kind of abridge the name of it because she's here.
Right.
Guys and gals, just don't do it. Right?
Don't do it.
Don't taint.
You can't even look at me and say it.
He loves.
You can't even look at me and say it.
Taint is the area like between the asshole and the nutsack.
Yes,
You know
thank
what?
you so
Amanda,
much for that description. Yes,
Because
thank you.
it taint your ass and it taint your balls. All right. So eventually that joke is gonna land. But it's not for you to. If you find it interesting, the fact, that's fine.
Internalize it.
But internalize it. Don't put it on somebody else and skew how they feel about the fact. Okay.
It's like a
All right.
spoiler, right?
Right.
All right.
So please,
Okay.
don't comment on these facts.
We can
All
talk.
right.
We can all talk during.
we can talk. I'm not saying be quiet.
We can talk during the section.
I'm
Let's
just saying
not.
don't taint any.
He loves that word. He loves that word. It's his diarrhea.
Yeah. You got. Hey, your nickname is Diarrhea. Mine's Tate.
Hey, Brian. What's your diarrhea?
I don't think I have a diarrhea.
You know, Brian. I don't think I have a diarrhea either.
Right? You guys just don't laugh until you're like crying. Look at us. We look like a freaking.
He always
mess.
cries. It's for a myriad of reasons. Do
I hate my life.
I more laugh at like situations than I do.
you have a diarrhea situation?
I sort of do.
People fall down. When people fall down.
Couple weeks ago, there was just some random video like people doing stuff. It was on Facebook, and for some reason, there's these two guys. There was a montage of a bunch of shit. With this one specific one where these guys were in like a costume shop, like around Halloween. This one guy had a weird mask on, and this other guy had like these gloves with like these really long fingers. And he waited till the guy said something and took his whole finger and just shoved it right in his mouth down his throat. And for some reason, I was like crying, laughing.
Did the guy vomit?
Almost. He had this shocked moment, like what just happened, and then he's like grabbing his throat and bending over, coughing.
Nice.
He took the whole finger. That's what I like.
Hey.
You got something to say about that?
No.
Diarrhea.
Cha-cha-cha.
I just watched a Beavis and Butthead documentary today.
Did you really? They have one of those?
Yeah, it's on YouTube.
Do you know
Amanda?
how to YouTube?
No. It is okay.
Interesting facts.
The word "interesting" is one of these facts, and I did not write it. It is I'm playing the fact as it lies, so please don't judge me based on what I'm saying here. It says it is interesting that NBC did not pick this up, as that same year USA Network debuted its breakout hit Monk,
God damn it.
which also features a brilliant yet neurotic
Stop.
private eye.
It's on his list.
Great.
Look at you.
Someone
Look at-
high five his shit.
Right?
Nice. Several years after the release of the film, Jake Kasdan, its writer and director, teamed up with Waylon Green, the writer of Sam Peckinpah's The Wild Bunch, among other things, in an attempt to translate the film to the small screen. Fact.
It's fact. I can't say anything because we're in that. That's dangerous.
Can't dispute it. Many of those associated with the project never saw the completed pilot following its post-production.
How is that possible? Did this never air? Are we saying this didn't air?
Didn't air.
To there.
Didn't air.
Been a while.
This guy knows. David Dottie, who played Officer Haggins in the 1998 film, appeared in director Jake Kasdan's Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox story.
Love that movie.
Had 2 small parts in the pilot about which he remembers little. He says, I was in the pilot that Jake and Waylon Green shot, but have never seen it. Jake said they should promo it as From the People Who Gave You Freaks and Geeks and The Wild Bunch.
Okay.
Fact.
I feel really bad for Amanda right now because she has had her notes up for like 45 minutes. Her battery's about ready to go dead.
No, it's not. I'm just trying to be
You're great. You're great.
Trying to be
legit,
professional.
okay? I might not have listened to a show, but
Let me tell you, we've had what is this episode?
I did
8?
a good job.
So we've had 7 other people on this show this season, just this
yeah.
season,
Right.
and none of them have brought notes except
Yeah.
one other person.
Matt?
Yeah. That's it.
The series was intended to be a prequel tracing the early adventures of Zero as he and Arlo became a team. The pilot stars Alan Cumming as Daryl Zero, taking over for Bill Pullman, and features Krista Allen and Natasha Gregson Wagner. Fact. The film was shot in Portland, Oregon, and scored by the Gray Boy All-Stars. Michael Andrews of the Gray Boy All-Stars.
We're going to have gray balls pretty soon,
That's
fellas.
really hard.
At first he said gray boy. I was like, Gray Boy Kawasaki.
Motorsports,
For anybody that's local.
Well, Michael Andrews of that group says he believes that Jake Kasdan might have used our music in the pilot, but we wrote no new material for the show. So rehashing old music. Interesting facts over.
Nice. Good job.
Twitter responses.
Twitter responses. Twitter. Oh, let me do it as Bruce Springsteen.
Please, that makes more sense.
Twitter responses. Twitter responses. That you gonna get some Twitter responses.
No, we had no we had no Twitter responses. But that's okay. I'm gonna play. We'll play a quick song here.
Eating all the chicken tonight. Everybody will be 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 eating all
Drop
the
that beat,
chicken tonight.
bitch.
Everybody will be eating all the chicken tonight. Everybody will be eating all the chicken tonight.
This is the time for you to bathroom break if you want.
Chicken tonight. Everybody will be eating all the chicken tonight. Everybody will be eating all the chicken tonight. Everybody will be eating all the chicken tonight.
She's losing her fucking mind over this chicken.
Tonight. Everybody will be eating all the chicken tonight.
You know what?
What's better?
Here's my favorite thing is this wouldn't be funny if she listened to the show.
That's exactly it. You think like it wouldn't be that funny.
This is
but
like a brand new baby to you. You're like, oh, this baby is so cute. When really it's not.
it's brilliant.
Oh. Everybody will be eating all the chicken
Oh
tonight.
my God.
Everybody will be eating all the chicken tonight. 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 Everybody will be eating all the chicken
Does anyone have to use the bathroom?
Blake's taking his clothes off.
Does anyone need a break? I don't have a promo to play for this.
I know you know. That's why you're playing this commercial.
Yeah.
Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Is this for KFC? Brian, do you guys have a promo for any of your shows?
No.
Do you have any interest in making one or not?
No.
Okay. Cool. I mean, we play it. This is what we call a content hole.
That's what she said.
High five that shit.
I was gonna say, wasn't that Blake's nickname in college?
The content hole?
Yeah, buddy.
All right.
Okay, god damn it. All right.
Relax, it's fine. All right, let's get into the pilot itself. We got 10 minutes to talk about it because otherwise we just drone on fucking forever.
Right.
So I'm going to set it here, and we're going to break it down, and it could be beat by beat or whatever you want, but at the 10-minute mark, we're cutting it short, guys.
Yeah, so when that buzzer goes off,
Amanda,
so if you want to get something in, Amanda, you got to shove that shit in. If there's
No, I got in my new
if you
slang.
have anything
shins
in
thing.
bold, you need to say that early.
Allergic to avocado.
all right, I'm hitting start right now.
Here we go. Okay, so we're we're in Aspen, right?
Odyssey Industries
God
compound.
damn it! What? Here's the thing that happens. All right, I understand we only have 10 minutes, so I'm like trying to be like, Aspen. You're like,
You're killing your 10
So
minutes.
yeah, I was going to say, instead of 2 seconds, you're blowing fucking 20 seconds. You feel good about that?
Go ahead.
I don't have. I'm
You
trying.
You never let me start.
I always let you start.
You should be more upset if he
Okay.
doesn't let you finish.
Oh, he always lets me finish.
I finish first, then him.
On his back. Because he says, not in the front.
All right.
He doesn't want his belly button to drown.
Good God, man. He's gonna mason off my innie with his semen. Good Lord. It is that kind of show. This is not out of the ordinary. You got a snooty corporate meeting, and they're telling a story about a detective, Daryl Zero, and it's basically a game of telephone at this point,
Sure.
right?
Right. And so the first, there's this guy, he's a room full of suit guys, and he's smoking cigars, and he's telling the story. Well, then the waiter hears it, and then the waiter tells the story in a bar.
Yeah.
Now, the guy in the bar, is that a guy from My Name is Earl?
I think he probably could have been on there. I definitely saw him
seen
on the
him,
show
yeah.
Community before.
I think he's
The
been
black
on
guy with the dreads?
No, this is the white kind of white trashy dude that was in the snooty meeting, like you said, as a waiter, but then in the bar.
Oh, I don't remember what he looked like. I remember the black guy with the dreads, and he was on Becker.
Okay.
So
But they say Daryl Zero, the detective in question, has never been seen by anyone.
Right.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
So basically, the first few minutes is just the story being this fable about this detective who's never been seen. They're telling the story. It goes from the bartender, the snooty guy, it's the bartender, to a girl at the bar listening, to an ambulance. She's the ambulance driver. She tells the patient, then tells somebody. So
they're telling it Ant-Man style.
Yeah.
I'm an Ant-Man.
I love it. Did you see Ant-Man and the Wasp?
Yes.
I think that's my favorite Marvel movie.
It's
I
good.
think it is so good.
Never
Right.
seen it.
Good.
Never seen
So
it.
good.
What's that guy's name?
Michael Pena.
Yeah. My
good.
favorite.
He's great.
Oh
Tony
my God.
Pena was the best
Him
catcher for the
and
Cardinals
I'm
ever
a huge
had.
Paul Rudd fan, so.
Oh, he's the best.
Yeah.
He's the best. So then you have like Daryl Zero typing at his desk, and he's writing. He's like typing a diary or a ledger or something. And
Doogie Howser style.
Right.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Sure.
Boop 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 boop. And he's like, I need a face man, someone that'll kind of represent me in the flesh.
man.
Brian's got you every time. So then, like, somehow he finds this lawyer. I think he said he was in Chicago.
Yeah, he was in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this lawyer's in the courthouse, and he's talking to his boss, and they're defense attorneys, right? Which is the shittiest of all shittiness.
Yeah.
And his phone rings, and it's his girlfriend who breaks up with him. Eventually, we find out.
I guess, yeah.
And then Daryl Zero calls him, is like, "Quit your job."
How did they find him? How did Zero find? His name was Jeff, right?
He's yeah.
I don't know. It doesn't
he's
say.
Daryl Zero. Doesn't he use the internet? The burgeoning thing
Perhaps
called the internet?
It's a series of tubes.
Yeah.
It's immune to distance.
Thanks, Bob Dole.
That's Al Gore.
Yeah, it's Al Gore. Same thing. They both have a pen in their hand always. Are we handing out beers over here?
Hey, you
No,
want?
I'm just kidding. Please, you go ahead. Keep it.
Do you need this, or do you?
I
already
will
have it?
drink
Come
it.
on, here you go.
Oh, it's a pumpkin ale even.
Ugh.
Yeah, give me the
Fuck
bottle
that.
opener.
Okay, so let's get back
Thank-
to brass taxes while
Thank
we're
you.
doing some beer. I'll fill this part. Yeah, so Jeff is going to be the face of Daryl Zero. He needs a new person to like interact with
Interact
everybody.
with people, yeah.
And so the mystery guy that's on the phone ends up being Daryl Zero, whatever. And he tells him to quit. And this was my favorite part of like this first part is
Yeah.
he's at a payphone, which people don't know
Yeah.
what those are anymore.
Right.
But also, I have never seen product placement that lasted so long in my life. The side of the payphone said Verizon.
Oh, did it really?
And it stayed on there for a very long time.
Yeah.
Well, Zero is basically testing this lawyer up front and say, is he going to be a good face man for me? He's got a luggage test,
face man.
Yeah.
Brum, brum, brum.
Losing luggage test.
and he's got a rude waiter test,
Yep.
and then he confronts him at his vehicle, and they kind of hash it out in the parking lot. But the guy's kind of like, I've already quit my job and left under like no pretenses at all.
Right, yeah,
he just left.
Some guy on a phone call says, "Quit your job." He's like,
Would you do that? Would anyone here do that? You get a
Yes.
phone call, quit your job.
I would.
Amanda, hello.
No.
Hi, my name is Daryl
Absolutely
Zero.
not.
Quit your job.
Absolutely not.
All right, fair enough. Goodbye.
You're fired.
What if I said
Right.
diarrhea?
Well, Zero sets him up to go to San Francisco to engage with this client. His name is Mr. Troy.
Yeah, Mr. Troy, he's going to be he wants to run for some kind of
State representative or
State
something?
representative, and he has a girlfriend on the side.
Yeah.
He's been married. He's married. He's got a girlfriend on the side, and she's disappeared. And so he can't go to the cops because, hey, my mistress is
Right.
You know. So what does he do? He calls Daryl Zero.
I've never had not only the means but like the reason to call a private detective.
Right.
I have.
No.
You have?
I just couldn't afford it.
So you didn't have the means.
Is that what that means?
Ladies and gentlemen, Captain Philip Rest assured.
Thank you very much.
So yeah, he plays a video of the missing mistress. Her name is Vanessa Calder.
We see a little
Doing a little
Songwriter.
sexy striptease.
strip tease.
Hell yeah. Anyway, Zero is super eccentric, right?
Super.
Yeah.
Would you say he's flamboyant?
No,
No.
eccentric.
Eccentric. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wears chucks. I don't know if people understand that.
If he wears cargo pants and chucks, he's not eccentric. Or wait, what's the word?
Jeff Winslow
Why
is
does
the
he
lawyer.
feel like? Why does he feel like though? Like the poor man's David Tennant. You know, like.
I'm not a Doctor Who guy, but I get the reference.
Yeah, like he feels like that to me.
You might be right.
All right. Anyways, go on. Continue.
Oh no! Please jump in at any time here.
I didn't comment at all because I don't know anything about Doctor Who.
Well, they visit Vanessa's apartment, and Zero believes the place was trashed on purpose.
Okay, can we stop? Who is the name of the actor that is playing Daryl Zero? Alan
Cumming.
Yeah.
Cummings.
Have we mentioned that already?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, and have we mentioned that Alan Cummings has done a lot of weird stuff? Like he always plays a weird character, right?
Yeah.
He's a guy who like got famous and then just like kind of got weird with it. Like
Yeah.
he didn't try
made
to
him-
like
he
create
made-
his image is that he's an odd gay
Right.
dude.
So he is gay.
Yeah, he's a gay guy. Yeah.
Really?
And he
Nice.
he does kind of weird
I'd be gay
indie
for him.
stuff. Yeah.
I'd be
Quirky.
gay for him.
And he did the Smurfs movies. He's Gutsy Smurf.
Gutsy?
I did not know that.
Is it because he's gay? They call him Gutsies because he gets his guts banged.
No, I think he
Is that really what you think? Is that a real question, Blake?
I mean, it's like I'm going to listen to this podcast.
Blake knows a
now.
lot about the gay culture,
Right?
so that's right.
I do.
So I don't think you understand how sex works.
Yeah. That ain't how they fuck, Blake.
Yeah,
Gay guy don't fuck like that.
you put it in the butt, it goes all the way to the gut. Butt
From
to the
butt,
gut.
From butt to
Butt
gut.
to the gut. Want to put it in my butt? Gotta hit my gut. Gotta put it in my butt. Hit my gut.
I literally
Wow.
almost sprayed beer all over
Like
your
it was
podcast
diarrhea.
studio. Like it was Blake's
We're never gonna
antibiotic diarrhea.
We're never gonna make it.
Or not. So like they head back to L.A. or he sends Jeff back to L.A. or something, and Zero dresses like Gustav. This reminds me of I watch I do the Ernest podcast. So sometimes Jim Varney will like dress up like characters.
Yeah.
This reminds me of that. Zero dresses up like a couple different characters throughout
Sure.
this, and the first one is Gustav, like a middle-aged Jewish rep for a musician.
And this is where Creed comes into play.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, because they mentioned there was a band named Creed that was recording, and the guy with their dreadlocks. It was like the lead singer really sucked.
That's Creed, all right.
But he dressed like that. He does sneak into the studio, and he gets the information he needs.
See, I was going to say it reminded me of like Fletch.
Yeah.
This
Nice.
really, this character, it reminded me of a character you would do
What do you mean?
on IBWIP.
Oh.
With just like such a or a blatant Jewish accent or something like that.
Right.
I feel like it's totally a character you would do.
It's on 11 when it should be on about 8 for it to be funny.
So then, like, there's a guy named Peter Dale. He's a suspect. They found his name on a sign sheet at the music studio. And then, meanwhile, Jeff is casing the Peter Dale joint, and he comes across a massive transvestite that beats him into the ground.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
I have never seen a transvestite kick somebody's ass like this one did. And you know what? To be honest with you,
Kind of liked it.
it was kind of hot. It was kind of hot. I'm not gonna lie.
This is where he learns that Vanessa was a whore.
Well, they call them prostitutes. They don't call them whores.
Oh, I
They call them
whores.
sex workers.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Blake. Jesus.
Why do you yell at him? He
Come
called
on.
him a whore.
I guess if we're talking 2002 terms, then whore would be the
Okay.
case.
Thank you.
I didn't call him a whore. He's the one that called him a whore.
That's it. We're so off. Do you want a few
Oh.
more minutes or not? The time's up. It's been 10 minutes. Do you want to do a few more minutes?
The rule's the rule.
Rule's the rule. All right. Well, no, we've all seen it. Now
Right?
we can talk about some turbulence. Like you had a mouse in here. Now you got like a gnat flying around. Jesus, man.
I've had a fruit fly problem too. Shoe fly, don't bother me, because you belong to my
So can we just say, quick wrap up? Dude hired him to find the girl because he really wants to kill her.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, basically at the end of the day, Mr. Troy was the bad guy.
Right.
So
Yeah.
Anyway,
Dun, dun, dun.
Just for a little closure.
turbulence.
God, I feel there was a lot of stuff I wanted to say about that, too.
Say it all right now. Just run through it. No breaks.
Say me.
Stop singing.
Dale's dead. Naughty video. There was a naughty video.
Oh yeah, there's a naughty
was a
video.
naughty
But it was a weird naughty video because
Yeah.
the waiters,
The waiter guy, like,
well, because the
checking out the girl.
the
and
first time I saw
he's
it,
really just into other guys checking out his girl.
but
like,
the
that's
first
what
time,
he's into.
but the first time they show it, they don't explain that.
No,
And
no.
I was like, maybe he's into little Hawaiian fellas.
Wasn't that little girl, that little guy, like looking right at her crotch
Oh,
the whole
yeah.
time?
Yeah.
That's really weird. Right?
Yeah.
Nice.
Anyway, Zero Effect didn't work. One and done. That's the name of the game, folks. Why didn't it work?
Why didn't it work?
Brian? Yeah.
Let's start with you. Why do you think that Zero Effect didn't work?
I honestly don't know because I'm actually very surprised because I actually enjoyed it. And while I was watching it, I was thinking, that's weird that like this didn't work when stuff like Monk worked.
Right.
And then I read the trivia as you did and saw that Monk came out the very same year.
Yeah.
When about 20 minutes into this, I looked at Molly. I was like, "What's that show with the guy from Wings that he's OCD?"
Tony Shalhoub.
And she was like, "I don't know what you're talking about." And then about 40 minutes into it, she goes, "Monk," and I wrote it down. So yeah, when you said that earlier, I got very, very mad.
Like, that was mine.
Amanda,
that was mine.
you saw this too. Why don't
Yeah.
you think Zero Effect worked?
I don't know, because I told Brian I thought it had a very feel of like the new Sherlock Holmes series.
With
Right.
Benedict Cumberbatch?
Yes, because, it's kind of like, the good guy who's the lawyer, who's trying to be like, overall good, and then the guy who's just so eccentric, all he's doing is focusing on
Facts.
like facts and taking care of this, and
They complement each other well.
yeah. So it was very much a Sherlock Holmes and Watson vibe for me.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So
I
in that way, it worked for you.
I think the premise of the show worked. I thought that the production quality of it was a little poor. So maybe that was
your turbulence, is the production.
yeah.
Okay.
Maybe that was what it was. Because initially, when it started, you were like, even in 2002, it felt a little rough.
Well, there was
that's
no
fair.
Courtney Cox back then.
That's true. Did you take that into consideration?
What? There
was no Courtney Cox.
Yeah. A lot of things weren't around back then that are around now.
If you were thinking to yourself watching this, going, I know what Band-Aids are. You just think of that. 2002, you couldn't do that. Jason, to me, here's the turbulence I have. Jeff is whoever played Jeff was not a good Jeff. He didn't really. I understand, they're supposed to be some completely opposites, but I didn't like the guy who was Jeff, the lawyer guy. I think they should have somebody else as him. But the Alan Cumberbatch guy that played Daryl Zero,
Yeah.
phenomenal.
Right.
Yeah.
He did have a lot of personality. It came through. Maybe that's what you need. I almost felt like he was too eccentric.
No.
But maybe that's what the character needed.
He has to be like that.
I like that there are these two different characters working in tandem on different things at different times to
Yeah.
come together to solve this mystery.
Yeah.
It is hard for me to think of what went wrong here because at this time Alan Cummings is I think he's kind of notable circa
Yeah.
2002.
Yeah.
But back in 2002 I don't think you had a lot of people rushing to the small screen. These days it's more acceptable for like A-list or former A-list stars to have either a limited
TV
run
series,
or
yeah.
or a TV series. Like John Goodman's back on TV with like the Connors and Roseanne, right? Like he's kind of a big deal. He stars in films.
Yeah, he was Babe Ruth, for Christ's sake.
Good, and he was King Ralph for God's sake.
Julie Roberts has the Amazon show right now.
She
Great
looks so
example.
horrible.
Right.
She
You
looks
mentioned that a couple
awful.
weeks ago. You're wrong.
No, she looks fucking awful.
No, you're wrong. You're wrong. She's beautiful.
God damn it.
She's one of the very few actresses that says, you know what, I am going to grow old gracefully, and it is working for her.
No, it's not.
Right?
It's not.
I disagree.
You should not have bangs at that age.
She bangs.
She booms.
It's hard for me to find. You might be right with the Jeff character. Maybe they could have done a better
It was
job
somebody-
casting.
It didn't need to be somebody
Yeah,
else.
but you got to remember it's a pilot. You can always recast.
That
I'm
too.
surprised that they didn't just be like, we like that, take him out. Put someone else
Maybe
in.
Right?
maybe it was the wrong story. What is different from this and Monk? I
Maybe
think
it is the story. Yeah, I don't know.
Monk is a character study.
Monkey
right?
is
Yeah.
Monkey.
Tell us about Monk.
I would watch Monkey. That'd be the greatest detective story.
Monk is a little bit more humorous. Like it's a little bit more laid back. He's got OCD, but there's a little bit more ha ha ha.
Every character
Right? Well,
that
it's a little less adult too, though, isn't it? It's a little
Yeah.
more like family friendly, and I felt
Sure.
like this was maybe a little more adult.
Yeah,
We're talking about prostitutes.
Yeah, we're talking about
prostitutes,
prostitutes,
Sexy videos.
Yeah, we're talking. So maybe this was just a little more adult, and that was a little more
Adult,
family friendly. When back in a time when they
Pre-Band-Aids.
was more of a family friendly kind of atmosphere. Maybe.
I feel like we're all on the same page with this not being terrible. Let's find out what other people had to say about it.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to FCF Airport. Local time is 11:11 and the temperature is 69 degrees. For your safety and comfort, please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the captains turn off the fasten seatbelt sign.
Sexy voice, right? Yeah. You know what?
You're a lucky man.
She doesn't sound like that every day. She sounds very different when on Thanksgiving Day, she tells me to shut the fuck up. And I drive away.
Oh, God.
Never to be seen for the next 12 hours. Where was I, Jason?
Yeah, I don't know why you would bring the show down with that kind of talk. This is the part of the show where we say, there's nothing special about Blake. Arguably, there is something special about me, but not Blake at all.
I'd agree.
Many other people have seen this show.
Does
not just
anybody
us.
like me?
I love you, Blake.
Is it Blake that?
I'm going to cut up and down,
Does
not across.
anybody like me?
Blake's got his own pity party.
I feel like everybody fucks and hates me.
What?
She fucking hates me.
Do not get pulled
Feed
into
it.
it.
Don't feed
Do not
it.
get
Don't
pulled
feed
in.
into it. It's like a monster.
It's like some sort of miniature rodent that runs around.
It's a fucking mole.
Mole.
Other people have seen this. Other people talk about it and have rated it. IMDb. Brian, do you know what IMDb stands for?
Internet movie download base.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Pretty close.
Based on a 1 to 10 scale with decimal points in play, what did people from around the world rate?
7.
Zero effect. 7. Amanda?
5.4.
7.8.
6.6.
God damn.
That's from 58
You know what? I
ratings.
was to say 6.5, but then I didn't want to yell at me because you're like, oh, you looked at it.
Viewer reviews. Keith Callback says, "Thank you so much. I've been looking for this for years." These are YouTube comments. That's all I got. Yeah. Vicious Zero says, "I like this short movie. Keep up the uploads."
Okay.
And
That's
this
the
is
guy that
No
posted
one
it,
says
right?
anything about it.
this is a guy that actually calls himself Daryl Zero. He says, he says, obviously the best short film ever made. Critic reviews. 20th Century Sherlock Zero Effect by John Trumbull from AtomicFilmJunk.com says, "I just watched it for the first time and I can see why it didn't sell. It just doesn't work as well as the movie does. Cumming plays Zero as much more manic than Pullman, and he's handicapped by not having a romantic subplot to show off Zero's sympathetic and vulnerable sides."
I like that. I like that there was no
Right.
fucking relationship.
Yeah.
You
I
like
don't
that
like
he's
that.
a robot, kind of,
Yeah.
right?
Well, I
and
mean,
it's
that's
the
what I
first
like
episode.
about. That's what I like about Sherlock, the new Sherlock series, is that
He's almost
doesn't have-
asexual.
Yeah, he
and he's
doesn't really have a
kind of
Yeah.
what's that term when you're not like autistic almost.
Yes, very much so.
Cumming and Hirsch show no particular chemistry with each other either. The pilot does continue a few of the movie's themes and trademarks, though, such as people's basic natures leading to their undoing, and Daryl Zero's voiceovers explaining his principles of investigation. Maybe with a little more time, Kasdan and his co-writer Walton Green, could have figured things out. So a seemingly fair and honest review.
Fair to moderate. We're going 55 miles an hour.
But maybe you and I aren't fair and moderate, and we'll find out what our score is right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we start our descent, please make sure your seat backs and tray tables are in their full upright position.
And as
Amanda is kind
what's that?
of a sexy voice, right? Right.
It is. No, I
mean,
like
I-
her. She's real nice.
To you.
I've known her for years.
Yeah.
I've never heard her talk like that.
Right? Evidently, it's because I'm here. She's like, listen,
Oh,
hey,
she's-
girl.
She's like another lady and
Why
not a
didn't
bunch
she
of
just say,
stinky
hey,
men.
girl? She should have said, hey, girl.
That's exactly right.
Should
That's
get
exactly
her to
right.
She
say
hates
that.
men is what it is.
Right?
Now we grade the pilot. We give it a score. We assign it a number based on the television program from the 1990s, affectionately and accurately known as Wings.
Amanda, do you remember the show Wings?
Yes.
Stephen Weber,
Barely.
Tim Daly,
Yes. I mean,
Crystal
I remember
Barnard.
of. I remember of Wings.
Monk?
Yes.
Helen Hunt?
No,
Yes.
that's not her.
Casimir Pulaski?
Nope.
No? I don't know who these people are, but I do remember Wings.
We take the characters from Wings. We assign them a number 1 to 7. 1 being the worst, it's Roy Biggins. 7 being the best, it's Brian Hackett. Brian, I turn to you. How do you rate Zero Effect?
I'd give it a 5.
Give it a 5. That is a Bud Bronski, formerly a Lowell Mather. Bud Bronski, friend of the show, actually.
Right, yeah. A 5 is
It's respectable.
Is on the high side, right?
Oh,
Right.
for sure.
All right.
We've reached the halfway point.
Yeah.
Amanda, 1 to 7. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm with the 5 too. I feel like just over half, but not quite there. 5.
And that's what people don't get about the show. We're not here to shit on these pilots. We want
We're
to give.
not here
Oh.
to start no trouble. We're just here to do the podcast shuffle.
He did the ass man.
I
For
know.
that. Yeah, that was great.
He's my new wingman.
Wings. So a 5 and a 5. There's no wonder that you guys are married. Captain Philip, rest assured.
Right, we did
Yeah,
all.
it's just I feel like it's a show that the first episode leaves me wanting to watch more episodes.
Thank you.
So that's a positive.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Captain, I turn to you. How do you rate Zero Effect?
I got a lot of notes.
You do these things that you would hate if I did. if I did that, you
Like,
would lose
what
your
are you
mind.
doing?
But it's my no, it's a lot different than sticking your phone up to them and going, it's anyway.
People love it.
I digress. We've watched a lot of podcasts.
I'm not sure what that
Pilots.
means.
We watched a lot of pilots. It was because of that stardust. The space dust is what did it. I was flying.
Sorry.
Oh, you guys brought
Starbucks.
Elysian's
I had
space
one.
dust.
Starbucks.
With
He loves that shit.
Brought me
Yeah,
a
it's so
Starbucks.
good. It's one of my faves
They
too.
brought me a Starbucks.
See, we're like, we
We-
should be besties.
We are.
Like,
You know what?
Besties.
You know what? Let's be friends on Facebook.
Okay.
I'll follow you, not
I
unfollow
think we
you.
are friends on Facebook.
I don't think I've unfollowed you yet.
I don't post anything so you wouldn't know.
That's why. That's why I haven't unfollowed you. No. My first thought was, the Monk whole issue.
You drew a lot of parallels to Monk.
Yeah, in a way. I loved 00. I did not like Jeff. I think it should have been a different actor. I just did not like Jeff.
He's the total straight man.
But he's, I don't know. They didn't. I love the premise of the show. I've watched a lot of bad pilots in 160.
Can you believe we've
Oh, I
seen
bet.
160 pilots?
Yes, I can believe it. Believe me.
We're retarded.
We are so that word that I can't say because my wife will hear me from upstairs. I enjoyed this. I wanted to see more. It had transvestites. It had.
Did you think there's going to be a transvestite in every episode going forward?
you know what? That would make it work. The girl was hot. My wife sat and watched this with me. I did not get her
What if
rating.
the Jeff character was a transvestite?
Oh,
No,
yes.
that's over the top. That's
Too much.
Yes.
Too much.
I want to do this.
Okay, I see where you're going.
I want to do this, but last time I did this, I was shunned in a way.
But what was the last one you did?
I don't know. It's been a while.
Oh, wow.
I want to give this a 7. I did not like Jeff. I'm going to give it a Jeff backwards bump.
Back bump?
Back bump. I'm going to give it a 6.
Okay.
I loved it. I loved Alan Alda's character
Yeah.
on this. I enjoyed it.
I don't think I can go that high. I'm going to give it a 5. I did like it.
Yeah.
I thought Alan Cumming was a cool choice for this character. He played it pretty well, almost a little bit over the top, but I think that's what they were going for.
Yeah, that's what they
Oh,
wanted.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, they definitely wanted that.
Yeah, I definitely
really-
would have loved to see him play characters.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Episodes like that would be
Different
great.
episodes.
That is
yeah.
a big part of it.
Yeah, and they.
I've never seen the movie either. I've never seen the movie.
I never saw the movie either.
No.
But when we talked to, we didn't get this far because Jason was talking the whole time. But he played a hippie, like a hippie kind of like surfer
Yeah.
guy.
He
like
showed up
that.
at Vanessa's door. Yeah.
Yeah, when he went to see Vanessa,
Yeah,
and he was the neighbor.
Yeah,
He
he
like,
was pretty laid back, cool.
It was that guy, and then Gustav, it's like the Jewish L.A. music rep or whatever.
producer, yeah.
Yeah, we would have seen that
And
every
technically
episode.
Rude Waiter.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah, the
Rude
rude
accent.
waiter.
The Rude
I
Waiter
guess-
was really
I guess
good
so.
too.
Yeah.
Because I would have lost my shit. I would have not. I would have
Right.
not passed the first test.
Right.
I would have
I
lost my
also
shit
really,
with that
I
waiter.
also really like the names in this thing, like Egon. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
they totally.
That wasn't even a character. That was just like that was one of the people in the show. Egon.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
never saw him except his headshot because he was
Right.
dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think we would have seen a lot more of that. I give it a 5. Amanda gives it a 5. Brian gives it a 5, and you give it a 6. And with that,
Yeah.
we close the book on Zero Effect, and we will never mention that show again.
Ever.
But join us next time, won't you please, when we watch the pilot episode of Time Out for Ginger. Here's a little something to wet your whistle. She's an angel in jeans in her terrible teens. That's Virginia Ginger Carroll, the feisty, boisterous, unstoppable teenage girl, desperate to find a car for her sister's big date. You can find the entire episode of Time Out for Ginger by subscribing to Couch Pilots Podcasts in SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or your favorite podcast app of choice. And then simply click on one of our classically blue links in our show notes or go to YouTube. Brian?
Yeah.
Yep, that's exactly right.
And you know what to do, Tube.
How do you get a hold of the show? If you have all this extra time on your hands, how do you get a hold of this stupid fucking show?
CouchPodsPodcast.com. It's the one-stop shop. That's one of the phrases that you made up.
Yep, I've created the phrase one stop shop.
There's two things. There's two things.
Nothing funny about that.
Yeah, I don't. He didn't say diarrhea. Calm down.
I was thinking it, but I didn't say it.
There's two things.
That's how I knew.
There's 3 things that you've created in your life.
Yeah.
4 things.
Yeah, 1,
Your daughter.
sure.
2, bad Mountain Dew jokes.
Look,
3,
his daughter is only like really counts as like a half.
And actually the blood test is still out. That's pending. 3,
when I said one-stop shop,
all right.
and you know what to do to.
Yep, that's my legacy.
And karaoke Big E.
It's my legacy on karaoke Big E.
This is my legacy. Yeah, go to CouchPodsPodcast.com. You can listen to all the episodes. You can search by words and stuff, dates. You can go to all our social media. You can even email us from there. And we also have our dial-on number, which is
910 Pilots 1, which
Yeah.
translates to what?
I have no fucking idea.
910-745-6871.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Call us. Hoover called us. We do have that voicemail.
Why did you go get that dongle to play it?
I was distraught by there's a lot of things going on.
One mouse.
The last episode was 3 different files. It was freaking me out. We stopped 7 times, and it just now I have a dead carcass right behind you.
It's rotting.
But I didn't want to do anything in front of Bryan and Amanda because I have respect for them.
We are special guests.
Brian, I will ask you one thing and one thing only. Brian with a Y. What's with the fidget spinner? It's driving me nuts.
Keep your eyes closed.
It's
Right?
it's
If not,
keeping
he'd
me-
be like tapping this on the
Yeah, right,
table.
yeah.
Like, just let's
I'd,
just be
I'd have the
thankful.
pen. I'd be like
Okay.
clicking the
Right.
All right.
cap.
So hearing is better than tap.
It
tap, tap,
is.
tap. Okay.
Way
All right.
better.
That's fine. Is there a reason?
Like, you can't hear it on
Is
the
there a
mic,
reason?
so
I
it's
got,
fine.
I got the
Are
devil's
you
hands.
a former smoker? Devil's hands?
Yeah.
Amanda, way to go.
I asked him the same thing if he was a smoker, had some sort of
right. Or a toker.
Yeah.
or a midnight stroker. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Are you a habitual masturbator?
Well, yes, but you know.
Hey,
Me too.
Get in line, pal.
Hey, you know what? Speaking of masturbating, I just found out. I just realized not too long ago on xhamster.com.
Your favorite porn site?
You're right. You can now you can stream that to your TV.
I've been doing that for years.
So
my friend.
they didn't have that capability. So as soon as Eli goes to his dad's this weekend, ba-boom.
I don't think it's like hamster. It's the technology you have between your phone and your TV.
No, it's
Yeah.
X-Hamster has that ability now.
Okay, I don't think that's
Right.
accurate,
You're-
but that's fine. I'm not going to
Fuck
argue.
me,
with you.
right? Fuck me, right?
Yeah. You know what, Blake? Fuck you.
Diarrhea, cha-cha-cha.
Oh my goodness! This is the end of the show. Thank God, some would say. Bryan and Amanda, thank you so much for being here. You guys, you have a show.
Yeah.
What do you guys want to plug that? Is there anything else? Any other projects or anything else you want to plug?
No, check out Challenged, podcast all about MTV's The Challenge. If you search that on Facebook, it's Challenged ED. So like there's
The show is The Challenge, but your show is Challenged.
Challenged.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's sometimes
Miscongeniality.
something la la la.
See, I've been enjoying this because she makes me do all the show info
Right?
on our show.
No,
the tables have
and then
turned.
I say, Bryan, hit it with the things. Check out Geek Nerdery, Geek Nerdery. Bryan hates when I do www.
We live in 2018. You don't need to say www. Everybody knows it's www.
You
Well,
barely.
You know I specifically did that just for him.
You have to say http://
Right,
www.
yeah,
dot.
right.
Okay.
Yeah,
two
geeknerdery.com. Check out all the podcasts. There are retro video game podcasts called Graveyard Duck and a podcast that Bryan does called Midnight Drive-In.
She doesn't even know.
I don't even know.
She doesn't even know.
That's okay, because I'm sure she's heard
And-
every episode twice.
Yeah. So give them to. Whoa! Why am
that.
I echoing?
No, you don't hate it. Because every episode you're like, hey, you want to use those effects?
Whoa!
Well, when I sang on Karaoke Big E, I was halfway through a fucking song, and you threw the effects on me. It really fucked me up.
Did it really?
Oh, it fucked
It
me up.
sounded better. It really did.
So yeah, is that all,
Cool.
Bryan?
So you're taking a break then? Challenge is taking a break. He's
Yeah,
going
I'm
on with
gonna
Midnight
do-
Drive-In.
I'm gonna do a special on a cast member from The Challenge is getting married, and they're doing an MTV reality show 2-part series about it. So I'm going to
Perfect.
do
Can I be
a
on that?
special.
Can I be on that?
I'm going to
Seriously.
do. Listen,
You don't-
wanna
you don't-
be on it?
you don't have to
You
commit.
and me, bud. Like the boys don't even really want to do it.
The
I'll
good
do
thing
it.
is, it's CT from was in the Fear Factor episode, so you don't know who it is.
So you know who it is.
I'm down.
Yeah, right. You and I
Let's do it.
can just do this together.
You wear a wedding dress, I'll wear a tuxedo, and then we'll do it.
Right? Listen, he's trying to get me to marry him somewhere sly on
Hey,
the side.
What an
3 other
honor.
women have done it, and they've hated it too.
So,
Close to a fourth anyway.
I'm gonna do that in the interim, and then a new season of Challenge will be out in the new year, I'm sure.
Awesome.
Nice.
Very cool. Anything you want to add on to that, Brian?
No, she did a good job.
Nice. Well, thank
Which
you
means
for...
it shows that you can do it on the regular show.
No.
High five that shit. God.
These two.
Actual high
You know,
fives.
no, you know what you need to do when you're high fiving somebody? You know what the trick
You
is?
just wait.
Look at
No,
the elbow.
To look at the elbow. Ready? She didn't
Get
look at-
out of here.
she
I looked at the elbow.
No, you didn't.
This is why the show's called Challenge.
We say that our fans are challenged people.
Mentally?
Whatever you say.
We like to verbally abuse our fans as well. Captain Philip Rester, is there anything else you'd like to say? Perhaps a message of positivity to our fans before we go?
I'm probably the most positive person you know.
I think so.
And we have had a great time tonight. We did not get through near enough of this pilot, so you need to watch it. It is really good.
Yeah.
It's been a pleasure having you guys. Fuck you. I'm done.
Yeah, nothing? No? All right.
I was getting there, but no.
All right. Oh, no. Oh, Blake.
He swung the mic away from
Look, he
himself.
turned his mic off.
No, Blake.
Bring it home, big
Oh,
boy. Bring it
boy.
home.
No,
Nope.
that's fine. He's a crybaby. This pilot may have been rough, but it's always a smooth flight here on Couch Pilots. Thanks, everyone. See ya.
We love you. Bye-bye.
On behalf of Couch Pilots and the entire crew, we'd like to thank you for joining us on this trip, and we are looking forward to seeing you on board again in the near future. Have a nice day.